here again. So, as you can see by the caption, if you're the smartest in the room, more than likely you are in the wrong room. Now, I got this message a couple of days ago, but I got confirmation for it on yesterday. Um, I was watching this video, and there was this guy talking about how it's a reason why, in most cases, when you're surrounded by toxic people, you're more likely to be changed by that group of toxic people opposed to changing those toxic people. I feel like this is not a good angle. Um, but yeah, so I feel like that was confirmation, and I feel like a lot of people get caught up in the confusion of, okay, what about leadership and, passing on or passing down the knowledge or wisdom that you have, being a pillar to others, being a resource of sound counsel to people. Okay, that's one thing, and yes, that is a part of the walk. However, you have to be around people, or that only works when the people are receptive of the wisdom or the knowledge or the counsel that you're trying to provide, right? Opposed to people who may feel like um, people who may receive it as like some type of disruption, interruption, or you trying to change them, or basically they have some type of defense against that energy, right? And even if they listen to it, hear you out, there may be an energy, or it may be followed by deflective responses, sarcasm, them trying to downplay what you're saying, them trying to joke it off, whatever, right? But they make it clear to you that they're not really taking it serious, what you're saying. Or even if they would, even if they can acknowledge that what you're saying is actually a good thing, right? If it does not align with whom they've submitted to being in that moment, then it's falling on deaf ears, right? That is an example of feeding your pearls to swine, right? Do not feed your pearls to swine, lest they trample them underneath their feet, right? So there's examples where pearls or receiving a certain thing, a certain gemstone, is not just loosely given to every or anybody. Like, for example, when it comes to marriage and, a person getting a diamond ring, okay, that's not something that everybody, will partake in this lifetime, right? For example, like certain groups and organizations, they may have a gemstone that represents their organization, okay? And if you get accepted into that organization, you will be given that particular gemstone. For example, Alpha Kappa Alpha and pearls, real genuine pearls, right? But I said all that to say that you have to be discerning as to where the gems that you're giving, or even yourself, because we're all crystals within itself. We're all our very own crystal. So you have to be discerning about where your energy, the properties that you provide, where is the necessity of who you are, of how you are. Okay, where is it needed and appreciated? Not just where it's needed, but where is it appreciated? Okay, where is it truly received? And not just received, but are you being poured back into? Is there, a healthy level of reciprocity and harmony in that atmosphere, that environment, that group? Okay, so I jotted down a few messages that I was getting the other day. And one of those messages was about groupthink. Okay, the consequences of succumbing or submitting to group think, right? And if you submit yourself to groupthink or a group and how they think, how they perceive the world, how they go about doing things, and abandon your own, right? Your own internet navigational system, your own intuition and discernment, your own judgment. Okay, if you do that, in essence, you're basically giving up your identity. You're giving up your individual identity to submit to a group's identity, and so that can lead to identity crises, that can lead to confusion, illusions, or you just being more vulnerable and susceptible to illusions and confusion and doubting your own judgment, your decision making, okay, being delayed or disturbed, right? There being some type of scattered energy, because mind you, you have your own energy field. So when you're standing next to another person, or you're in a room with another person, those are two energy fields being blended together. Those are two universes being blended together, right? So you've opened yourself up to whomever you are in close proximity with, right? And they've opened their world up to you because you're in close proximity to them, right? Your energy field is like a dome over your person. So when you think about these people that be clicked up in these groups and stuff like that, and how eventually there be some type of fallout, some type of discord, because that's a lot of energy. That is a lot of energy. Okay. Because think about everything that makes up that person's world. A lot of times we talk about people's inner world. Okay, in this case, though, in actual reality, you have to be considerate of people's inner and outer world, because more than likely their outer world will be reflective of their inner world. And I'm not talking about their environment, their immediate environment. Yes, that does play a part. And you can also see evidence, in that. But I'm saying more so their energy field. What is the condition and quality of their energy field, their outer world, right? As a result of their inner world. So these are things that we have to, take into consideration. Okay, whether that person may still be, holding on to some type of trauma in their energy field, holding on to some type of, or maybe they have entity attachments, particular soul ties, okay, in their energy field. Okay, imbalances, whatever the case may be, even projections from others that they don't know how to properly rid themselves of. Okay, again, more than likely, if you are surrounding yourself with a toxic group of people or in a toxic environment, you are more likely to be changed or influenced by that environment or that group of people, opposed to you changing and influencing that environment. Now, can it be done? Absolutely. I think where a lot of people mess up at is that they try to do this with the absence of God, with the absence of the Most High God, with the absence of understanding of, it's not even just you and God, but you have access to thousands and thousands of divine angels and spirit guides and divine ancestors. So again, it may seem minute, right? When, well, they're human just like me. They're just people, just like I'm a person. So, I mean, of course, if I say this, if I show it to them this way, if I present it to them this way, they may be more likely to be receptive of what I'm saying. Da, 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 da. I know that I'm very influential. I know I have very strong, powerful energy and authority. Okay, cool. However, you're not just ministering, you're not just assisting, you're not just communicating with that flesh suit, you're not just communicating with just that person's soul alone. Not in most cases. In most cases, it's not just them. It can be a legion of energies within one person. Okay? So even if underneath all of that, whatever entity attachments, soul ties, demons, whatever people may be battling with or dealing with or housing in their temple, in their vehicle, in their body, in their church, themselves, okay? You don't know who's inside of this person energy field on guard, okay, being some type of gatekeeper, Okay, trying to keep that person on a pathless path, trying to keep that person in disorder, in the energy of delusion or discord, or trying to keep them in a puppeted state where they can be used against other divine beings. Okay, so no, you're not just battling that one person. 10-10 on the timer. Okay, so there's that. Um, Other messages that I was getting. So for some of us, those who are of the divine collective, there's this energy of being booked and busy in your purpose, being booked in your purpose and your divine mission, being booked and busy, and that energy picking up because there could definitely be there can definitely be opposing energies wanting to pull you into some type of drama, into some type of worrying, over senseless drama and conflict. But the divine is filling up your schedule, okay, with divine mission and purpose. So you're going to be so busy doing things or working on behalf of the divine that it's going to automatically eradicate that energy. It's going to automatically transmute that energy. Now, there could even been some type of attacks here that had the intention for you to stop at what you're doing or to give up on your mission or to be so overwhelmed that you're put down, you're sat down, you sit yourself down or take yourself out of the game, take yourself off of your path, take yourself out of the race, right? But for those of us who are not doing that, because we're not solely operating from our own strength alone, but we get our strength from source, okay? It's not just us, because we have this understanding, this deep and broad understanding of how the reality of things actually are, especially like spiritually, understanding that we all have a heritage, we all have a hierarchy of ancestors and angels and all kind of things that are tied with us, that are associated with us. Okay, you don't just have bloodlines. Okay, you don't just have these physical bloodlines in regards to this particular lifetime, right? Your mama's side, your daddy's side, that is not the only bloodlines associated with you. Okay, you have to be considerate of the bloodlines of your past lives. You have to be considerate of just how expansive that energy goes just from the two bloodlines in this lifetime. That's a lot of energy. Those are a lot of beings. Those are a lot of ancestors, especially when we're talking like going decades back. Okay, you have ancestors whom you don't even know. You don't even know who their names are, and that's fine. That's why we always try to clarify with individuals when you are referring to them, if you do, because not everybody's open to that. Some people, that's unknown energy to them, unknown territory. They don't really mess with it. You have those people who demonize that. That's cool. But if you believe in ghosts, if you believe in spirits, if you believe in a person being able to be possessed, if you believe in somebody being able to have demons, fighting demons, okay, if you ever seen it manifest itself within a person that you know or love or that's been around you, okay, understand that the spirit realm is very, very real. It's very, very active, okay? And when people die, transition from these bodies, okay, their spirits are still out there in the spirit realm amongst us because it's all intertwined, it's all interconnected. We're not just here in the flesh alone. We are in the flesh and we are in the spirit, we are in mind as well. Period. Period. So, you might want to get yourself well acquainted with that, or just to be on the safe side, make sure that you're not giving access to demonic ancestors. Those family members that you know who were a hot mess, who were abusive, okay, who were, harmful, addicts, whatever the case may be, if they transition from this body and have not healed them aspects of themselves, if they died an abuser, if they died a murderer, if they died a thief, if they died an addict that abuses people, understand that they're still carrying that energy in the spirit realm. They're still carrying that energy in the spirit realm, and yes, they are still attached to the bloodline that they was attached to when they still had their body. With that being said, it will be wise to be very clear, to be careful in saying, okay, I only allow my divine ancestors to associate themselves with me. If they want to be a guide to me, if they want to assist me in my protection and my guardianship, I only give that permission to divine ancestors. Same thing with angels. You have to specify with angels because not all angels are divine. So it will be wise, just to be on the safe side, I only allow divine angels and divine archangels to associate themselves with me, to assert themselves in my life, to defend me, to avenge me, right? We have to be very clear and specify this because regardless of what a mass group of people may be trying to, pull people to believe, again, we started the reading now talking about group think and the downsides of groupthink. When you submit to that, you're giving up your identity, you're submitting to a melting pot of all of these perceptions, whether immature perceptions, unevolved, healing, right? Because just because you know these people, you sit around, you tell them what you got going on, you provide a space to get advice from them, that does not mean that the advice that they're giving is sound advice or sound counsel. Some people are giving you advice from a place of trauma. Some people are giving you advice from a place of trauma. And just because there's some type of agreement, there's a covenant, oh, we're friends, we've known each other for this long, such and such and such amount of time. Oh, well, you have some people who will look down on others, who may move away from certain friendships and covenants sooner than them. Some people may feel like having a group of friends that's been there for years and years and years is a flex. Now, there are more rare than often cases where, yes, you will have a group of friends that's been cultivated, okay, that are actually a solid group of friends that can sustain the test of time. But that is very rare. That is very rare, okay, because people go through life. We have different experiences, okay, that challenge us in our evolution. Regardless of what our purpose may be, our attacks and the things that we go through are going to be modified and customized according to that, whether to project you, okay, further into your purpose, whether to uplift and elevate you, okay, or whether to stagnate you, delay you, okay, cause you to get on this downward spiral type of energy, okay. So yes, yeah, so some of you guys, like, especially if you are in some type of career where you are a positive, revolutionary, unconventional, like, influence to people in a positive way, there's definitely this energy of your schedule becoming more full, so it may feel a little overwhelming. So you are encouraged to still own your power and authority with, vocalizing or verbalizing when you can't do something or you're not willing to do something. Okay, you still have to be mindful of your balance, even with this influx of business, right? Trying to think of the other messages that I had jotted down. Oh yeah, so I did get a message about when trying to look cool so bad goes bad, literally. So there are some individuals, that we're going to be witnessing, okay? Some of us we know personally, some of them we don't, okay? But there are some individuals who really got caught up in this whole vanity thing, okay, trying to look cool so bad goes bad, right? Confirmation this morning, I got a video on my timeline about these PPP loans and people getting caught up with these PPP loans that they took out back in 2020 and how people are receiving these warrants in the mail. And not just that, but there's a warrant list that's put out with all the names of people who committed fraud with this PPP loan. So even though that was 5 years ago, the number 5, the number of change, radical change, okay? These people was given that time to flex with that money, to pursue vanity or vain pursuits with that money, okay? To create an illusion amongst others that they're the creme de la creme, okay? That they're top tier. This is where you want to be. This is where you wish you was, okay? All off of fraud, all of deception, all off the abundance of Satan, satanic treasures, satanic abundance, satanic prosperity. If you bow to me, I will give you all the kingdoms of the earth. Okay? There's going to always be some type of catch with that. And this is a prime example of how Satan operates opposed to how the divine operates. I've been hearing a lot this week. The first shall be last and the last shall be first. Y'all, understand, these people didn't have this money when they took out the loan. They didn't handle the money responsibly, okay? They didn't flip the money. I tell you, Apple don't waste no time trying to steal your money. Apple don't waste no time trying to steal your money. Trying to rob you. Damn. Alright, so I had to move some money just now, because what the fuck? You nigga be waiting. Like, didn't y'all just charge me $25 2 days ago? Like, I thought that was everything. My music, my app store. Like, what the hell else is y'all trying to finesse money for? Like, what in the world? But anyway, anywho, like I was saying, okay? These people getting caught up, y'all. Like, these people get caught up. And what's so crazy is the amount of people that jumped on the bandwagon. And you know, if you are normally the divine collective, we don't move like that. We do the complete opposite. Like, we see a bunch of people jumping on a thing or jumping on a bandwagon, we're gonna go the opposite way. We're gonna choose the path less traveled. Okay? And I feel like God is about to just unload so much karma, so much judgment, okay, to reassure us, hey, I got you. Your cries have not been in vain. Your long suffering has not been in vain. Your patience has not been in vain. Your labor has not been in vain. The first shall be last and the last shall be first. You know, a part of things being that way is literally for these people who are demonically possessed to, in a way, create a foundation for us as well. So, you know how God said, I will prepare a table for you in the presence of your enemies. I will prepare a table for you in the presence of your enemies. Something about a cycle coming to a close. So the cycle that's coming to a close can literally be the last being first and the first being last. That could be the cycle that's shifting. Are we at 6 months? No, we're at 8 months. It's August. There's something about an 8-month cycle that's significant as well. Cycles of 8. Cycles of 8. And you got 5 here. It's 320. I just seen the 8 of Cups. And I'm hearing Bia's song, Bia. And then I heard it's a whole lot of money. Okay, so, and what's crazy is that when the video that I was watching today, when they was talking about the PPP loans, there was a small business owner talking about how she applied, or I think she got denied or rejected initially when she tried to apply, and how she was just, excuse me, just watching all these people around her get approved. And at first it was a little discouraging and stuff like that, but then the spirit of God kind of just came over her and told her, no, like, you're going to build this, the right way, instead of that. Not saying that it would have been the wrong way for her, because she actually was a legitimate small business owner. But still, she said within a few days of her just rejecting the offer to try again to apply for the PPP loan, she won the same amount of money through a sweepstakes. And the thing is, she don't even recall applying for the sweepstakes. $20,000. So there's this illusion, some people. Now, of course, we understand that you can obtain large amounts of money, like 20,000, 30,000 and more, through hard work and labor, or through your profession and whatever. We understand it could take some time, or maybe not. You could hit that money through the lottery. You can hit that money through social media, like, right? But a lot of people are under the impression that you would really have to do something like outrageous, or there's something about them submitting to the illusion of limitation. Okay? And they use this as an excuse to get away with heinous crimes, and they just try to justify why they give in to doing these things, opposed to having just total faith in the divine, right? Hierophant in the reverse. Okay, so this could just be talking about lack of like spiritual evolution, spiritual understanding, or again, just lack of faith in the Most High God. Okay. I just heard God say, I am not within them. The love of God is not within them. I am not within them. So you have the 10 of Wands here. I just heard when Yahweh, Yeshua said, remove this cup from me. If it be your will, remove this cup from me. Right? If it be your will, remove this cup from me. So it's something about these people just not being in God's will, okay? There was definitely an illusion here because of the burdens. It's given like when you're hungry, you're willing to eat anything. When you're hungry, you're willing to eat out of the garbage, right? I'm hearing how we're supposed to have an unquenchable thirst and hunger for God, for the Most High. That's how our connection is supposed to be. And so for those of us whose connection is like that with the divine, it's definitely showing, and it's about to show even more, okay? Opposed to these people who may have said, remove this cup from me, remove these burdens from me, right? This came out in the reverse, right? So that request was granted, but it wasn't granted by God. This was a request granted by Satan, okay? So the cup was removed, so to speak, but it comes with a cost. It comes with a price. Okay. And what is that price? You gotta pay up. So this is literally this is literally Satan putting people in certain positions and then leaving them there. Leaving them there to figure out how to get out of it. So it's like, I feel like it's not a coincidence that all this stuff is happening at the same time. These HIV and STD outbreaks starting from ages 13 when it comes to high numbers. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that all of these people in large masses are being infected with HIV/AIDS. Okay. As well as this PPP loan stuff, the people getting indicted and going to jail because they can't pay back this money. You took out a loan for money that you did not have. You didn't flip that money. You didn't do anything productive with that money. You basically just poured it into a hole because you was only thinking about yourself. You wasn't thinking about what can I do on a larger scale to be of assistance to the divine. How could I use this with my purpose to not just help myself but to help others, or not even others, the environment? How can I improve the environment? How can I improve the energy, the frequency with all this money? Granted, if you have a business, a small business, or open up a business of necessity so you can sustain that money. But people poured that money into vain investments. And vanity is not going to get you out of the consequences. So it's like, I don't care how good you did yourself up. If people don't bought BBLs with this damn PPP loan. Imagine paying for a BBL with a PPP loan and then dying from the BBL, or getting sick from the BBL, or ruining your self-conscious, your self-esteem from that BBL that you took a PPP out loan on to purchase, only for the feds to come back around 5 years later. So not only by then, especially if you got the BBL around that time, not only are you more than likely dealing with complications now 5 years later from that BBL, but not only are you possibly dealing with BBL complications, but you probably got to go to prison as well with those BBL complications. That Chanel not about to get you out that warrant, out that Chanel not about to get you out of going to prison. That Louis Vuitton not about to get you out of going. That Hermes not about to get you out of going to prison. That Dolce & Gabbana, none of that about to get you out of going to prison if you can't come up with them thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. It can't do nothing. That Hellcat ain't about to do nothing for you. That Tesla ain't about to do nothing for you. It's not about to do nothing for you. But you know, it's not about to do nothing. It's not about to do nothing for you. It's not about to do nothing for these people. And I feel like some of these people are trying to use divine beings as a crutch as a result of these irresponsible choices and decisions that they've made. Oh, man. There's the Eight of Cups again. Yeah. So shout out to those of you who walked away scot-free from this energy. Okay. Okay. Walked into this Nine of Pentacles, King of Pentacles energy, Two of Cups energy. Like, yeah. Mm-hmm. There's no harvest. There's no harvest because these people didn't plant seeds wisely with this money or with these investments or with whatever they seemingly got before you. There's no sustainability with these things, with these materials, this clout, whatever it is, even appearance. Like, there's no real sustainability. And the reason why I said appearance, because you can have individuals looking at you in shock or just mesmerized, trying to understand how you've been able to sustain your beauty. Some of you have beautified, like you're even more beautiful than before, okay? Even if they feel like they had more than you. Imagine somebody going to get more expensive clothes and shoes and all that. They got shoes, purses, watches, jewelry on deck, okay? High value, super expensive, super duper expensive. But as far as their soul, their internal selves, their mind, their emotional body, okay, even their physical body, they haven't really been taken as good of care. You get what I'm saying? So while you look good here, your clothes, what you got, even your body, okay? Because anybody can work out. A demon can work out. A demon can look good. They said Lucifer was one of the most attractive angels. Right? So that none of that matters if you weren't planting planting your seeds wisely. Let me see what other notes that I got. You really have people who envy your belief and faith in the divine. They envy that. Why? Because they are amongst the many, many people who believe in God but are still evil. Believe in God, go to church, can quote, regurgitate scriptures, but they are evil. They engage in more evil deeds than they do good. Okay? Why? A lot of us would think that humans or people would just envy you, like maybe because of what you look like, because of what you own, what you got, who's around you, who got you, right? But no. Again, that's just from a flesh perspective. It goes deeper than that. How, so when we just remove the flesh, remove this world, right? And we get to the bottom of envy, we get to the bottom of jealousy, we get to the bottom of those things. Where is it really stemming from? It is stemming from the unseen realm. It is stemming from the spirit realm. It is stemming from that person's mind or soul, okay? Or whatever is housed inside of their temple. It doesn't have to just be them, okay? So, you know how demons know exactly who God is. They believe in God because they know God is real. They don't let demons. Don't. You know what's so ironic about this? How let's think about this whole idea of of people being possessed by demons, right? The fact that you still have a body, okay? The fact that your soul is not completely lost. You have an opportunity to experience the wonders of God, to go into covenant with God, okay? To experience the life that we all desire. All of us, including the demons. However, demons by then have forfeited their opportunity, right? So these demonic spirits, entities, right? They forfeited the opportunity. And so, yes, they know God is real. They believe in God, okay? But when you open yourself up to these demons and these entities and they possess your body, they don't like you. They don't like you. They hate you. And they hate you for the opportunities that you have, the opportunity that you have that they no longer have. They hate you for it. You know how there's a scripture that says God loves the church? People think that is only applying to a physical church that we will go to and have service. You are a church. You are a church. You are a temple. You are a vehicle. You are a vase. You are a container for your soul. So, just like in your physical home, a physical church that we go to, any and everybody coming up in that church, right? Or would you let any and everybody into your house? Would you let any and everybody into your car? There's motherfuckers out here whose bodies are literally Ubers. There are some people out here whose bodies are Ubers and Lyfts for demonic entities and spirits. Imagine a demon calling you an Uber, calling you so they can jump your body and use you for a couple of hours. That really happens. Yeah. And it's good to make these personifications or make these connections because it gives us a lot of understanding. There's a lot of understanding, there's a lot of education, there's a lot of knowledge and wisdom that we can draw just from our external environment, our external world, our flesh, what we can see with our physical eyes, but a lot of people are stuck there. They're stuck there, right? Because that's one thing, that if Satan does anything, he's gonna buddy with you. He gonna lure you onto that path and leave you stranded. So when we talk about our inner navigational system, that is our discernment, that is our intuition. But some people forfeit that, or they open themselves up to certain groups or environments where there's a lot of confusion stirred up in their energy, okay? Or themselves have become lost in that group of mental energy, okay? So what's going on with the divine collective? You got Two of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So you're very steadfast in some type of perception here, how you see things. Okay, this could even be talking about your boundaries or your truth or communicating a truth. Standing on business. Okay, so you're not in this Eight of Swords energy. That's for damn sure. That's in the reverse. So you definitely, so it's like the reading I did yesterday about the pathless trying to pull divine beings off of their path, okay, into a space of confusion and illusion and worry and ruminating and fearing the worst and fearing that more traumatic things are going to happen or just fearing more trials, tribulations, and challenges and conflict, discord. You get what I'm saying? Because we know what comes with the path, right? We understand spiritual warfare does come with this walk. We get that. But there's just been this overwhelming energy because we've just been in it, having things thrown to us back to back. And that's because it has a lot to do with the people around us, right? I mean, you think about how powerful this external, like the the bigger universe of all that holds all of these universes, which is us. When you think about it, you think about astrological transits, you think about the moon, you think about how the environment influences us so much. Consider all these thousands and thousands and thousands of universes that you're constantly coming into contact with. People. Think about their transits. Think about what's inhabiting their universe, what's growing from it, what dwells there. Just saying. Your temple could be a nice house on a hill, or your temple could be a crack house. So you got the King of Cups here in the upright. I feel like for the Divine Collective, this is just talking about a very keen sense of intuition and discernment. And literally everywhere you look, you're getting double, triple, quadruple the amount of confirmations, or things are happening like that. You speak something, you say something, you see something, and it happens like that. The Lovers. Equal give and take is here. Okay. So you have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. I feel like there was definitely some type of attack here, some energy, okay, that was supposed to close you off to love, close you off to being receptive of love, okay, but you're not in that energy, okay? You're not in that energy. You're in the energy of temperaments, okay? Okay, there's balance here, emotional balance. I'm hearing, I'm in my zone, I'm feeling it. Stop blowing my, you're killing it. Something like that. Projections. You're in your zone. And you're so sensitive. It's like you're so spiritually heightened and sensitive that you can literally feel when things are being projected onto you. Like you can feel the difference between your energy and energy that's not yours. Confirmation with the High Priestess. What's going on with the Divine Collective? The first shall be last, the last shall be first. The last shall be first. So what would you be first in? You got the Emperor. Some type of significant, substantial leadership, position of power or authority. Okay? Divine authority, upright authority. Okay? And it's been peeking itself out throughout the entire read. Whatever this is, this can even be something to do with online or just a community or the community in general. Okay? Now, when you think about emperor or empress, you think about an empire. Okay, so this could also be what this world energy is about. There's something about some type of transformative change. You using your power for good. Okay, you not abusing your authority. Queen of Pentacles, very grounded energy. Okay, so this is definitely talking about sowing seeds here, nurturing something. So you're going to be the first with some type of divine harvest here, whether you're the first in the people that you've crossed paths with throughout your journey that's been a part of afflicting pain or trauma onto you, or trying to compete with you, compare themselves, belittle you, make you feel less than, demean you, make you feel less because you don't have certain things that they have yet, or they had things before you had it, or some shit like that. Okay. And a lot of these things were main investments or some type of materials and shit. Okay? But you got the Queen of Swords came out here again. Okay? What will the Divine Collective be first in? Now. I'm here, today's a new day. And it's crazy how in that song it says, but there is no sunshine. Just for the sun to come out. Today's a new day, but there is no sunshine. Nothing but clouds and it's dark in my heart and it feels like a cold night. Today's a new day, and tell me where are my blue skies? Where is the love and the joy that you promised to tell me it's alright? I almost gave up, but a power that I can't explain fell from heaven like a shower now. I smile. So this is talking about genuine, authentic happiness and joy. Okay? And not just genuine joy. I'm here in pursuit of happiness. Not just joy that is solely derivative from materials and finances. This is a deeper contentment. Okay? That this first shall be last, last shall be first energy. This is what we're embodying or walking in. Okay? So they may have been the first to, it's kind of like the laugh now, cry later energy. Okay, laughing doesn't mean somebody happy or they at peace or they're joyful. It's almost like you having a shitty day and you got a comedic ass friend and they make you laugh and they uplift you in the moment, but that doesn't necessarily mean that whatever those lower feelings and stuff that you've been dealing with is just going to completely eradicate. Okay, does that assist and help? Yes, but there's just a lot of factors. There's a lot of factors that determine how that go. For example, okay, are you in that energy because you was out here being reckless and just treating people like shit? Or are you in that energy because, you know, somebody really did something to you that you didn't deserve? You know? And so, we got Ace of Wands. Yeah, y'all went through some really, really tough cycles here where it's like, I'm hearing a song. If I can't say a word, I will just wave my hands. There was some times like you really just had to go out, you know, really focus on your purpose, like really still show up for others, you know, not allow yourself to waver off the path. Even when shit was really hard, even when you had moments where shit, you on your way somewhere and you gotta cry real quick. You leaving somewhere and you gotta cry real quick. You go home after spreading so much joy and love and laughter to others. But you go home and you gotta cry. Like you gotta just really, you know, get to the nitty gritty like with yourself. Like really purge that energy, right? But look what it brought you to. Look. It literally just watered the seeds that you planted. Whether these are talking about seeds you planted in the people's lives that really fucked you over, okay? But there's a heavy emphasis on you still planting positive and divine seeds amidst these storms that people were throwing onto you or projecting your way. Well, guess what? Them motherfucking storms did nothing but water those seeds. That's all it did, was water those seeds in your harvest. And now you're in this Nine of Pentacles energy. Time is an illusion. Yeah, you definitely Sheesh. But you have the strength card here. So it required a lot of strength, a lot of courage, a lot of boldness, okay? This is talking about showing strength in, you know, situations intentionally created to put you in this cowardice energy, to make you cower away, okay? But you showed up, you confronted this energy with strength. And I feel like that's why the Emperor is here too. Aries energy, confrontation, okay? Confrontation is not always a bad thing. Confrontation is simply facing something head on, okay? Aries is also the first zodiac, so there's something about you being the first to confront, you know, those deeper things, those taboo topics, those traumas, those whatever. There's something about you being the first to confront things that people delayed, procrastinated on for a long time, and they got them in this position here, like all this energy that came out in the beginning, all that procrastination to do what's right, to mend things, to repair things, to temper things, to purge, create harmony. Okay? How is it collectively being viewed at this time by these individuals? Shit, I'm hearing can they even focus? There was a lot of focus on you. There was a lot of focus on you, okay, especially connected to a particular person. People want to know who you are and everything. And the reason is because of the impact that you have on somebody. But I said that to say that whatever heavy focus was on you before, the energy of that focus has shifted. It has changed. It has most certainly shifted. These people are focused on your investments, how you invested your time, or just your manifestations, or this could even just be like what they're able to see. Even if that's your appearance, even if that's how you talk, even if that's your mental clarity, okay, your spiritual wisdom, like it's just something about they're paying attention to your investments. There's definitely comparison here. They're still making comparison, okay? Their investments, they're realizing that whatever they've invested in was null and void, or it's of little, I don't know why I want to say little revenue, but it's just not, it's not giving like it used to give. It's not giving. Shit, you're damn near a botanical garden in the spirit realm. Okay? You know, in times where I literally was about to say the Empress. In times where there was some type of like injustice done to me, like whether that be at a facility, organization, or somebody trying to downplay me or take something that belongs to me, you know what kind of remarks that I would say? And even though with my stubborn Taurian ass, you feel me, but I could have been a little, agitated when I said it, but I said it with power. And I spoke it with authority. Whether I fully allow myself to believe it right then in that moment, I still said it. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I would say stuff like, okay, like one time my cup went missing at school. And I said, you know what? It's all good because, not too long from now, I'm going to be in a position where I can buy everybody in this entire facility a Stanley Cup. I'm going to just send a huge shipment of Stanley Cups to this damn school. Somebody want to take my shit. I would say stuff like that. Okay, bet. You want to try to play with me, with this and that? Okay, one day I'm going to buy this whole damn building. Oh, y'all going to try to play me in this neighborhood? Okay, bet. That's okay. Because I'm going to come back and I'm going to buy this whole neighborhood. Oh, okay, bet. I'm going to come back and I'm going to buy your business. I'm going to come back and I'm going to buy this entire store. And I'm going to run it how it should be ran. I would say stuff like that. Out of frustration. But words have power. Right? Heavy emphasis on that. Judgment and strength. So you're being judged for your strength? Oh, and you know why? Because these people wanted you, they wanted to sift you as weak so bad. Hyenas. It's giving hyena energy. Today I was looking in the mirror. I just noticed my face looked a little different today. And when I finished with my last client, I was looking in the mirror in the bathroom. And I was just thinking about how my beauty mark is a lot more visible. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's right here. And the reason why, like, it was really brought to my attention like that is because it made me think about my grandfather. My grandfather has a beauty mark in the same exact spot, but his is bigger. He's a Capricorn and I'm a Taurus. So I was just sitting there and I had a little moment, and it's almost like I even heard him spoke to me. But I just had a little moment, thinking about legacy, thinking about my ancestry, my bloodline, and it's like I was kind of just hearing him and hearing them, like just kind of applaud me, tell me how they're proud of me and stuff like that, right? Um, but yeah, with mentioning hyenas, okay, I don't know. So if some of these individuals that's been attacking you are of your family or part of your family, there's something here about feeling like they got away with sifting other family members as weak or bringing them down or notch or putting them in a place of dormancy or making them dormant, okay, and fully walking in their purpose and gifts and stuff like that, overwhelming them with trauma just like they did with us, okay, overwhelming them so much so that they kind of just forfeit, you know, how far they could really go or, grow in something or whatever. And you know how it'll kind of trickle down the bloodline, the generation, right? Who's gonna take the staff or take up the torch, you know what I'm saying, and lead it to the finish line type shit. So I feel like, a lot of us now, we're those people. It's literally like picking up the staff. I remember some years ago, this was way before I started living in Georgia and everything. I experienced, some stuff at my church, and I wanted to go and explore other churches. Because it wasn't an issue with the church for me. It was more so like the people, certain attitudes and spirits that people was bringing in there, so that weren't being eradicated. So I remember going to visit this other church, and what's crazy is that the pastor of that church, he not only acknowledged me, but towards the end, like when he acknowledged me, he had a message for me. In the message, he literally said that God is waiting for me to pick up the staff. That man don't know me. No matter how cryptic that message may be, the divine has made me a person that's very mysterious, a person that's very cryptic and calculated. So he knows how to communicate to all of us in a way that he can still keep the information cloaked or coded, okay? But it's not coded to you. You understand, even if you feel like you don't understand. But there's a language of the soul that differs from the language of your actual native tongue. Hence, speaking in tongues. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all picked up the staff. You picked up the staff. You picked up the staff. And on this journey of being guided to do things that ain't really nobody around you moving like you, talking like you, okay? Thinking like you, just like Moses. However, God told you to do it. God guided you to do it. You're doing it. And you're witnessing these bizarre miracles and wonders, right? Because you picked up that staff, period. And you didn't just try to go all willy-nilly by the understanding of your heart alone. But no, just like you received the message from the divine to pick it up, you understand that this staff is useless, it's powerless without God. It's powerless without the power of God. It's not enough for you to just pick it up and move. Like, no, like, just like David and Goliath, you need the power of God behind that slingshot. You need God when it comes to that aim, right? For being on target. You need God for that. You need the angels for that. The divine angels. But you have the Ten of Pentacles out here. Judgment. I also heard, whereas these individuals may have obtained 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, possibly 9 of Pentacles, an illusion of it, you're going to be the first to get to this 10 of Pentacles. You're going to be the first to receive this Ace of Pentacles. Something that's sustaining. Something with true longevity. Something that continues to expand and grow. Another energy that the divine has kind of had me in when it comes to finances and stuff like that, is literally detaching from the illusion of losing it all again. You get what I'm saying? Or just being in some type of anxious energy towards money or spending money and stuff like that. Like, you got the 2 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. So I feel like there's a lot of financial balance that's coming in right now. Okay. But you just show me the 5 of Swords, King of Wands, King of Swords, and the 6 of Swords, 4 of Swords. I feel like that is... I hope I said 5 of Swords first, not 5 of Wands, but 5 of Swords. I feel like that's walking away from some type of groups, some walking away from people with your truth, okay, and not their illusions. Letting them walk away with their quote-unquote illusions or deception or truth, or leaving them behind in their deception, with their deception, as you move forward towards the 6 of Swords energy. Moving away. Moving over to calmer waters with your truth, or with the truth that the divine has given you, period. And being steadfast in that energy, okay, with this King of Wands and King of Swords energy. Yeah. 6 of Wands. And no regrets. Yeah. But there was an illusion here. This slow and steady energy was an illusion. But you're winning this race here. Okay? People could have tried to make it seem like you were sneaky or doing some underhanded shit because you was cloaked in mystery. Okay? Something was hidden here. God hid this from these people with the Wheel of Fortune. Eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard all that I have planned for you. Okay? Plans to give you an expected end. Okay? Plans to give you an expected end. 3 of Wands, the planning card. King of Wands. So you're being viewed as very, very powerful, or just highly anointed, highly powerful, unbothered. Okay? Yeah. Whatever decisions that were made against you or opposing forces, you're unbothered by this energy. You're not giving in to this energy because you understand it's just some type of projections here. Yeah, literally. You hard up towards this energy here. Some people could even view you as cold. Okay, like I said, calculated. But look, this is the energy that they was projecting onto you. That's why you're in this King of Swords energy with these motherfuckers. That's why. Because you know they was projecting this 10 of Swords, or projecting some type of defeat or betrayal onto you. Literally. With no hesitation. Impulsive. Being impulsive. No thanks. No thanks. King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, no thanks. I'm cool over here. Like, I'm cool. But you got some, man. They trying to force. Trying to force you into this, trying to force you into this conflict energy, or you just being petty and you wanting to get your get back. Okay, you getting your get back though. You got your get back. This your get back. That's 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 your get back. This your get back. Tell me more about this energy. Why is this here? Why is your Two of Swords here? Yeah. So people got to come at you correct, okay? People got to come at you correct, because there's something about you seeing through these illusions, okay? Whether somebody's people coming towards you with apologies, some type of offer of friendship, or offer to, I guess, stabilize something, they have to come correct. They have to come in truth, because you're going to be able to see it. You're going to be able to see it, and you're going to be closed off to it until it's in alignment. And if it's not, then you're just going to be permanently closed off to it. It's that simple. It's that simple. It is that simple. Because regardless, you're moving forward from the past. This could either talking about somebody or energies from the past wanting to move forward with you, wanting to come and balance things out with you. Okay, this could be a past love or something that's holding on to your energy, still holding on to you. Or this person, this could even be an energy that's withdrawn. You could be this withdrawn energy. Someone who was withdrawn could be wanting to come forward here to repair something. This is hidden though with the Moon card. This is hidden. Yep, there's some type of illusions here around somebody's love. Page of Cups. Somebody's working on something here. Working on making the right judgment. A King of Pentacles with the Hangman here. Because something is exhausting. Something is exhausting. And somebody definitely desires like a Ten of Cups situation here. Somebody feels like, I mean, that's ultimately what they're investing in, to have a Ten of Cups, to have a Ten of Pentacles, okay? To have a Four of Wands situation here. This is somebody who wants a real traditional, like, family or structure, okay? This is somebody who really wants a legacy, okay? Who really wants a life of meaning. The last shall be first, the first shall be last. Some of y'all are going to be first in winning somebody's heart that a lot of people wanted. This person's heart. A lot of people wanted this spot. A lot of people wanted this position. You're going to be the one to get it. You're going to be the one to get it. Let's see if I'm lying. Let's see if I'm lying or I don't. Let's see if I'm lying. You was the first to change somebody. You was the first to you're gonna be the first to be loved. Like, I don't know. Like, have somebody whole heart. You're gonna be the first to have somebody whole heart. Okay? You're gonna be the first and the last to have somebody's children. You're gonna be somebody's first and last love of their life, wife, husband. Yeah. Damn. Okay, spirit. So it went from the first being last and the last being first to y'all having the first and the last. Yep. Somebody's made a decision to put a death to something here, to walk away from something. What are they walking towards? Yeah, truth. This is the truth. Okay. What are they walking towards? What are they walking towards? Something could be burdensome. Okay. Something is hard. Something is hard. Okay. You're moving towards some type of enlightenment. Some type of clarity. Okay. What is this person? And this could be you. It doesn't have to be. Somebody's going to make a decision. Okay. Like with no regrets. There's somebody moving towards this energy. What is this person walking towards? What are they moving toward? The Sun card, something that they feel like is truly fulfilling, or happiness, true happiness here. Okay. I'm also getting your honesty and your authenticity is a first for somebody. Like full-blown transparency or something like that. Like somebody was confused by the people that surrounded them that believe in God, but they are of evil. Okay, they're not of God. They believe in God. They know of God. They was raised in the church, whatever. But they're not of God. Okay, but because somebody was surrounded by this so thick and heavily, it created a lot of illusion and confusion around them as to who to trust, who's trustworthy, especially when it comes to counsel. Okay, and people's opinions and biases and stuff like that. Advice. So you could be viewed as like one of the first people that people encounter who really are walking with God, who really are anointed and divine, a true divine feminine, a true divine masculine. Okay. But somebody is moving towards what makes them happy here. Okay. Ten of Swords keeps coming out. Like, there's a Three of Pentacles, or there could be individuals who are trying to make something really hard for somebody. Okay. Three of Swords, but somebody wants to heal this broken-hearted energy, or somebody wants to heal from this energy here, or some type of betrayal. Somebody wants to mend or heal something here after a betrayal. Yeah. Somebody's moving out of a scornful energy towards this healing energy. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Something is fated. Someone's fated to be a star. Or somebody's a healer here. Somebody's a healer. I might need to do another read. Yeah. So you definitely have somebody that's departing from some type of deceptive cycle or group of people here, and they're coming towards you. I heard independent thinker, but another message I had got, I might just do another video about it. I was thinking the other day, I remember when I used to think $16 or 16 per hour was a lot of money. I remember when I used to think that was a lot of money. All right, I was hearing that the other day as well. Six of Wands. reveal this person's identity? Who is this person? I have something in my eye. Somebody that that's younger than you, or somebody that was being very mature here, moving very slowly, procrastinating, taking their time, like moving very slow, methodical. Somebody that thinks things completely out. They're gonna take their time type energy. This is somebody who takes their time to be careful. Okay, they may invest a little initially because they don't want to lose out on a lot and it be in vain, or it be for nothing, or they don't want to get played or putting themselves in that position here. Okay, so they could have been breadcrumbing or just giving very little. Okay, taking their time. So this could definitely be an earth sign with a page and a Knight of Pentacles, or somebody could have significant earth sign placement. Who is this person? Somebody could be a Leo, Leo, Aries, Sag. It's somebody who's very attractive. Somebody who, this could be somebody who's very charismatic, or like they have some type of subtle yet powerful influence. So this doesn't have to be somebody that's very loud and extra to be able to influence people. This could be somebody that's very gentle in their speech, very thoughtful, very attentive. Okay. Okay, so this could even just be an energy, and this could be their placements. So when it comes to the earth placements, it's Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Maybe this was an energy that they didn't feel, they felt like they didn't have enough, or they felt like they needed more time to cultivate something, to build something substantial or sustaining. Okay, maybe they did need to become more mature. With how they do things, their investments, how they invest their time and their energy, even their body, like maybe their health or something like that. Maybe somebody's health was not fully up to par, or I don't know. Okay, but as far as this Wands energy, with it being Queen of Wands, so this placement could be their rising. They could have a fire rising, or Venus, or Mercury, or they could have a fire placement in what house is Libra? Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra. I think that is, I think Leo is the 5th house. Virgo is the 6th house, so 7th house. Somebody can have a fire sign placement in their 7th house. But they're very passionate. They're very passionate. It's somebody that's very loving, very passionate, very confident, very attractive. Okay. Definitely intuitive as well. But there's something about some type of brash, oh Lord, some type of impulsive communication though. Like maybe there was some type of immature communication that took place. Okay, or somebody can be conflicted mentally. Okay, with this Knight of Swords energy. Like maybe they needed to really ground themselves, because when emotions are involved, they can be a little impulsive in their communication. So maybe this person has like a air sign Mercury, or they can have an air placement in their 1st house of Aries. Who is this person? They're not confused anymore, though. Whoever it is, they're not confused anymore. This could be like an exclusive type of energy, too. Like, if there was an illusion of somebody, like, spreading themselves thin or some shit like that, or regardless of if they, I don't know if that was a part of their past, but no, somebody could definitely be, I don't know why I want to say conservative, but somebody could be to themselves a lot with this Seven of Cups in the reverse. But they're very intuitive, okay? Whoever it is, Pisces energy, Libra. I think somebody was just conflicted in their South Node energy. So this is somebody who's stepping more into their North Node. This is somebody who feels like they invested a lot of time or energy into this connection. Okay? Or they view you as a king, because it's somebody who feels like they invested a lot into this connection with you, or they feel like you invested a lot into them. 422 on the timer, on the clock. 422, 44. Hierophant, a divine union, a divine connection here. So this is somebody could be a Taurus. I feel like I can't stand like when I'm trying to do signs and stuff, and then all the damn signs come out. It's like, damn, that defeat the purpose. But you do have a King of Cups energy here. Sagittarius energy. Somebody wants to come and bring in some balance here, though. Somebody got some type of somebody's bringing something that they feel like an offer you can't refuse or something. Okay, but it's coming from a good place, coming from a genuine place here. Somebody's being divinely guided to do this, but it's requiring a lot of strength. They may be even trying to figure out a way to discreetly do this. Moving in silence, not including too many eyes and mouths and thoughts into their decisions anymore, especially pertaining to their happiness, their love life. Okay, somebody wants another go at something. Somebody's moving away from some shit. Okay, or they want another attempt to move things to calmer waters, to bring you some type of justice here. Okay, so this is somebody who was closed off. They was trying to figure out the best way to do this in silence. But there is some type of loving communication coming in. Okay? But you may be in this Four of Cups energy, or somebody may feel or fear that you're over it. Okay? Maybe you could have felt like this person was in this energy, but now you're in this energy. Now you're in this energy, this King of Swords energy. 7 of Wands, you could be kind of guarded. Okay. Yo, clarify this energy. Clarify this energy. What's the 5 of Swords? Bruh. Y'all, somebody been putting in work behind the scenes with this group here. Somebody ain't playing with these people. Somebody is putting endings to some fake ass friends, family. I just heard, I'ma pick the world up and I'ma drop it on your fucking head. Pick the world up and I'ma drop it on your fucking head. Yeah. Cause this was the 5 of Swords, right? What I said with the moon, somebody been somebody not playing with these people behind the scenes. Like, the death card, putting a death to some shit here. Okay, like, you got the tower here in reverse. That's even worse. That's an even worse tower. Okay. 7 of Wands, the World card, 5 of Wands. Yeah. Somebody is putting an end to some type of toxic cycle here because they're wanting to accept this love offer from the divine, which is you. They want to come in, we give and take. Queen of Cups. Well, I want to say Queen of Pentacles. Pick the world up and I'ma drop it on your head. Well, pick the world up and I'ma drop it on your fucking head. Dang. I want to see how these people are accepting the news. They fellowshipping about it. They meeting up, talking about it amongst themselves. Not they still trying. Are they trying to plot? They're trying to gather understanding amongst one another as to why this person is just going off on them. They could be gossiping, texting each other, group chat, whatever, meeting up, talking about it. But they definitely talking about this person and how they moving with them or towards them, against them. They talking about it. Page of Swords then came out here twice. So some type of message of concern, or somebody could have, something was communicated. Something was communicated from a King of Cups energy. Possibly about you. This could even been somebody defending you. Maybe that's why that 7 of Wands had came out. Somebody put an end to some shit though. Cause they tired. Somebody tired of some shit. Like, well, I'm here straight up. But that's alright. Cause I stay fly. That's alright, cause I say fly. And I'm about to listen to that. I'm about to listen to that song. Somebody could feel like they're clumsy, like clumsy when it comes to love or something. They feeling clumsy when it comes to you or just love with you. Cause I was listening to that song. They used to be one of my favorite songs, but I felt called to listen to that song yesterday by Fergie. Clumsy and Official Girl by Cassie. Look, confirmation. Somebody wants to make you their official girl. Maybe you there's some type of energy here, but somebody feels the pressure of making a decision. Okay, and that's kind of what that song is talking about. Okay. Don't you think it's time to be made clear? Tell me what it is or what it ain't. I can handle it. I got it up to here. I don't wanna pressure you, dear. I've sent back-to-back dudes away from my door. The end I was looking for, not anymore. And I'm tired of being your unofficial girl. And I'm tired of crying. I'm still your unofficial girl. You gotta learn to love me. So that's the energy. So I was channeling that song yesterday. All of your heart. I wanna be your official girl. Somebody's trying to overcome. Oh, so these are these people's energy. So this is how they're handling whatever this counterpart communicated to these people. This is how it's going for this group here. This is how it's going. This is how they feeling about it. Damn, that look like the energy they wanted you in. Ain't that crazy? Return to sender like a motherfucker. So they're sitting in an energy of regret and burdens. Oh my God. Because he leaving. The fuck? She leaving. They leaving these people behind. Come over here. Read it and weep. I'm sorry. Nah, because laugh now, cry later. Y'all about to be... You see how it just swapped? Y'all was crying first. They was laughing. Now they crying. You laughing. Damn. That backfire go crazy, ain't it? All this at the same time. So it went from y'all meeting up trying to plot on an earth angel, or even plot on this person that y'all call y'all friend and shit. It went from y'all meeting up plotting to y'all meeting up trying to help each other recover from this backlash, this backfire, this, oh no, you're not about to be leeching off this person no more type shit. So you gonna find you another host, or you gonna get your ass in the mud and get that shit for yourself? I'm telling you, somebody said something, bro. Somebody said some shit. And they moving away from these people. Yeah, because this was a part of a cycle here, okay? Rack City. Rack City. Somebody is upset. Somebody hooked on you sexually, bro. You probably hooked on them sexually if y'all had sex. But I can't say everything I'm hearing. That's nasty. Anyway, let's just say it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I don't know if there was supposed to be like some sit and wait game, like somebody wanting to wait and see how you were going to fully unravel as a result of some type of tower or some shit. And it's like, the way you're unraveling, I feel like somebody literally made that face. Like when people like, damn. I feel like somebody literally did that. Like somebody was literally in this energy like, this was not a dub. This was not a dub. I done fucked up type shit. I fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up. Y'all. Projections. If y'all been having like these, like especially like within the past week, out of nowhere, this strong surge of like heavy emotional energy, it was these people. Where it came from? Where did it come from? Because you getting wish fulfillment? That is crazy to me. So they was sad about you being in this energy, you receiving this energy. So thus focusing on you and projecting their sadness or their anxiety, their anger onto you as a result. And it doesn't mean it was, it couldn't have even been like intentional. It probably wasn't intentional, but they were fixated on you. They were focused on you, okay? Four of Wands. I love how beautiful all these cards look together. You and somebody look very good together. These people might as well walk around with a tower card on their forehead. Not no L. Tower card. That's sad. That's unfortunate. And the reason why I'm talking like this because this is how they were sarcastically communicating over whatever betrayal or plot that they set up for you. They was eating that shit up. And that's cool, you can eat it up. But you're eating poisonous food. So now you're sick looking stupid. Damn. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. These are fucking leeches, bro. These people are leeches. Okay, so there's another message I had wrote in my notes. And Spirit was, the Most High said, an example of my people die due to lack of knowledge are also those people who are like mindlessly living life. Like they're just mindlessly existing. And that could even fall into the lines of those people who believe in God, but they're not of God. Demons believe in God, but they're not of God. So it's literally that. Okay? Yep. I feel like I'm ready to close out the reading, baby. I'm ready to go. Because what's the fun? Tell me who has the final say. I'll tell you, because God telling us to be any cards. Jehovah has the final say. That's the final judgment. Man, look. Y'all about to have some money fans. What's that song? I'm so glad I was not one of those people doing that line dance. But what's that song? Where them fans at? Hold on, I got something even better. This how y'all about to be. I'm done. I'm so done. This is exactly how y'all about to be. Hold on. Look, the Spirit about to be like, where them fans at? Where them fans at? I'm fucking Period, bro. What do you mean? 10, 20s in the 50, boy. Red City. That's how y'all about to be, content. Legitimately. Not by no fraud. Not by no scamming. Not by selling your ass. Legitimate shit. From your purpose. Shaking my motherfucking head. I'm hearing Tasha Cobb's, fill me up until I overflow. I wanna run over. That's what's about to happen. That's what's happening. Okay? Booked and busy. In your purpose. You know, my hands could definitely use a new ring. Anyway, y'all.